He was crying in the corner under the cracked wall, paint peeling, the same feeling was back for more. He had his backpack packed with his shirts and shorts, not much more but his stepdad's jacket which graced the floor. The cops came when the fighting happened, cops came back when it happened again. The kids at school, they had no idea, though we couldn't imagine this would ever happen to them. Cops came again, there was a lady on the porch like,
"Hey little fella, we're going to a place on north side. We believe you'll be safe there, you'll see no more fights. It's alright little fella, tell him, it's alright."
Time to go now when he thinks in his small mind, maybe holding on to the door might change the court's mind. His mum's tears mixed with smoke, she spits and chokes, hiccups break her voice as she tells the kid to go. He's raging in the government car as it jumps to a start. It doesn't get far before his head is under his arms, crying for his mother as he rubs on his scars, marks left years before from when his uncle was drunk. They arrived at the place, he was crying for ages. Saw some kids in the house with smiles on their faces. He hated to see the happy family, so understandably he was straight up hanging to leave. He run amok in the safe house, disturbing the kids. Felt like he ceased to exist. He was a decent fella, but he needed a mate, but he couldn't accept love plagued by demons of hate. School was a mess for him, missing his next of kin, most of the time letting his anger get the best of him. It bloody messed with him, the stress within gave him a problem with bloody everything. Walking home, he was always picking on others, cause he truly and dearly was missing his mother. He lived and he suffered like a kid in the gutter, no significant other to help him live and discover. His carers were kind but didn't know where he was coming from, taken from his mother but in his eyes she'd done nothing wrong. It was his grog-sick stepdad who's now up and gone, was there for way too bloody long, swearing, fighting, carrying on. The court said he can see his mother once weekly, under supervised conditions in his prison, nothing's easy. He got so excited as access drew closer, he combed his hair and gathered the few photos he had from his birthday, the one that she had missed. He got to the park and realised she was pissed, run breath in his face as she lit a Winnie Red. She's looking skinny, Uncle Jimmy's there, this is what he said. "Hey young fella, hope you've been well. Your mother's fallen sick so we're headed away. Gonna take it to the coast for the fresh air and the smell. And your stepdad's in jail now so we're headed today." Crack, his heartstrings snapped, gasping, asking that this can't be fact. His mum was shaking, obviously distraught. He noticed a bruise on her arm, fresh from some form of fall. His Uncle Jimmy wasn't really his uncle, but that's just what he called him. He realised his mother had once again fallen. It was dawning on him that the thoughts that she thinks are controlled by the person pouring the drinks. Anger problems controlled him, attitude was revolting, absconding from the safe house to get glue and to score weed. Sniffing at 14, by 16 mastered the break-ins, tripping on morphine, he started the same shit he'd seen his stepfather do daily. With every Friday night he'd get faster, crazy. Every Friday night he'd get plastered, hazy, chasing a feeling, didn't care for what would come after. Prawn paddy wagon pulled up to the parking lot to ask a lot of questions and threaten the fellas. His tough cunts or what? Game on, he loved this type of shit. Hooked a copper, spat in his face, grabbed his nightstick, broke his jaw, now he's done for 5. What a waste of a youngin's life. He was undersized but loved to fight, so before he left he learned how to tuck a knife. The cycle repeated as it constantly does. Honesty and trust seemed like he joked to this bloke. Hope was a rope hanging from a tree, and his only release was the dope that he smoked. Getting older by the minute, thought of soldiers, thought of spirit, then he thought of his limits and a world without him in it. A victim of a system, a victim of addiction, a victim of abuse even before he was living. Modern day stolen generation, brought on by addiction, affliction and aggravation, domestic violence and alcoholism. Forever the forgotten children will stay locked in the system. It makes you think, If his stepfather didn't take to the drink, would he be caged in the clink? Or if the cops didn't take him to the home, would he have taken to sniffing the glues and chromes? Or if his poor old mum had some more support, would she have called the law or filed for divorce? Or if he had any former role models in his life, would he have been gripped with this vice? Or would that fella who was loved by the woman who had given him life been shivved with that knife the first night the kid was admitted inside? Northern Terror Story.